Hello there, heroes! I'm the Orange Ranger, and welcome to Just the Facts on Dino Fury Episode 12, Super Hot Shot. As a quick reminder, this is the first new episode of Dino Fury to air anywhere since the first half of the season was posted to Netflix on June 15th. But it may also be Nickelodeon's last exclusive airing of Power Rangers, maybe ever. Next Friday, weirdly also the 15th, October 15th this time, Netflix is posting the second half of Dino Fury's first season. And the Nickelodeon contract ends this season and hasn't been renewed, so it may just be Netflix from here on out.
Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel.
Yeah, and make sure you got your notifications set up by hitting that little bell icon.
Right, you. What he said was, you can consider checking us out on Patreon or Ko-fi at Orange Ranger Videos.
Izzy leads the Rangers through her daily workout when her father approaches to ask her why there's flyers for this new local gym all over his office and their house. It was her way of getting him ready to be asked if she can go under the training of Coach Bella at Hot Shot's gym. He agrees to advance enough of her allowance to sign up for the sessions if she likes the free trial.
Come along down for a free consultation with one of our handsome talking experts.
Meanwhile, Slither and Mucus have a just ingenious plan to get Sporix for Void Knight. They've hacked a cell phone tower, so now any calls intended for the Ranger hotline will go to them instead so they can get the Sporix before the Rangers do. Never mind the fact that a Sporix beast has never been destroyed before they found it. Zato and Izzy head to the gym for the free trial and meet up with Fern, aka Running Rival Girl, and Adrian, new friend. Coach Bella comes in and she strikes the perfect balance of the overly enthusiastic, trying to get your money to sign up for personal training sessions trainer. Oh, and she tells Izzy that she's the best athlete in the class. The session ends and it's time for everybody to pay up and, oh, by the way, I didn't mention this part, but you also have to buy an expensive training uniform. Adrian says he can afford the classes, but not the uniform, and the coach says she'll take that expensive-looking watch he's wearing on his wrist in exchange. Zato and Izzy leave with their slick, solid black training uniforms when they hear screaming and find Slither dumpster diving for a Sporix. He blasted them, which grazes Izzy's shoulder and tears her training shirt. The Rangers morph and Slither calls for henchmen. The Rangers pull out Dino Keys and show off all of their various powers, with Zato landing a powerful Hyper Strike to send Slither running. However, Slither held on to the Sporix, so this entire fight was pointless.
That was a great scene.
The next day, they head to the gym. Everyone at the gym is wearing the training uniform, and Izzy has very quickly stitched her shoulder part back together. Adrian is sad about the watch, but Izzy half-heartedly reassures him that his grandfather would want him to take the training to become a star athlete. Bella comes barging in and says, "Let's start with weights." Izzy says, "No, let's start with stretching." Bella claims that that was a test, and even allows Izzy the honor of leading the class in the stretches. But she does notice Izzy's shoulder. As they all work out, Zato hears Bella tell Adrian that he's the best athlete in the class. Wasn't that Izzy? But then she walks right over and tells Fern that she's the best athlete in the class. I will point out, at no point in this entire episode does she ever tell Zato that he's the best athlete in the class. It might have been neat for her to do so and, like, slap him on the shoulder and have his mind-reading powers kick in. After class, Bella pulls Izzy aside and tells her she'll have to pay for a new uniform since hers is damaged. At Buzz Blast, the other three Rangers are bugging Javi and Amelia where they work. Izzy is sad about having to buy another expensive uniform, but hey, Jane and J-Borg might have a comic relief solution. They're reviewing a workout assistance robot, which would not help Izzy. She wants a trainer, not a towel boy, which ends up spraying Jane down with water and pelting her with towels. The script painfully stops for this, and then just restarts as the Rangers turn, and Izzy starts talking like she never even stopped. So Izzy is still sad about the uniform, and Zato drops the bomb about hearing the coach butter everyone up. Izzy just sees it as a motivational tactic and feels the training is really helping her. However, she won't ask her dad for more money. The other Rangers see what this means to her and all chip in to get her another uniform. It was a very touching moment, despite wondering how in the world Zato has money. Izzy heads to the gym, meeting Bella in her office to buy a new uniform. Seeing Izzy's dedication and how she trained the group earlier, she invites her to become a trainer at the gym. Together, they can make a lot of money. Yes, as you surely have sensed by now, Bella is using the gym as a get-rich-quick scheme, calling the customers chumps and pointing out how morons like Adrian will hand over anything to train with her. Izzy refuses, disgusted, and uses the money to buy back Adrian's watch instead. She meets Javi outside, who is coming to give her a smoothie, and explains what happened. But then her dad calls and makes sure she's okay, since he spotted the Sporix near the forest where she was going to be running soon. He says he already called the Ranger hotline and was just checking in on her and Javi. They ask Solon why she didn't call them, but of course, she never got the call in the first place. Javi and Izzy head to the forest, but the Sporix has already evolved into a Sporix beast, Fog Shell, and joined up with Mucus and Slither. They spot the two Rangers and attack. They morph, and Slither takes them on, telling Mucus to get Fog Shell to the tower, which I guess means the cell tower the hacking device was supposedly planted on. Meanwhile, the others check the ship's systems and everything is fine. So, Amelia calls the hotline, quickly realizing that the villains have hijacked it. She gives them a fake Sporix sighting and they head there, finding Mucus and Fogshell looking for the Sporix. Mucus retreats and the Rangers start fighting Fogshell. We cut back to the Garcias, whose fight with Slither ends in another stalemate. Solon tells Javi and Izzy about the hacked tower, so they head over there, finding Slither and Mucus. The two Rangers start to attack, but Mucus says they'll have to go through her. Izzy finds that gross, so they change their swords into the dino daggers and throw them at the hack machine. But Slither knocks them away. So useful the dino daggers are. Back with the other Rangers, Fogshell displays the other reason for its terrible name besides the clam theme, shooting fog that obscures the Ranger's vision. Amelia accidentally attacks Ollie, and Fogshell uses the distraction to escape. The Rangers go to help Izzy and Javi, with all of them summoning dino daggers this time. Izzy and Javi transforming the swords they weren't holding before.
I think I did it again.
The Rangers boast that Slither can't block all of them at once, and proceed to throw their daggers in groups, 3, 1, and 1, and Slither blocks them all. But he blocks Izzy's directly into the device in a way I highly doubt she planned, and the threat that was never even a threat is destroyed. Kind of feels like the writers are being pressed to include the daggers, huh?
Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
On the ship, Solon says she's put a firewall in the hotline systems, one that should have been in there to begin with. I feel like this show 3 or 4 times has done a "why didn't you do that to start with" thing.
That was a great scene.
Izzy then heads to the park where the run was going to be. She returns Adrian's watch, and when Bella shows up with the whole class, she exposes her get-rich-quick ways and how she buttered everyone up to get their cash. They all quit, and when Bella asks who will train them now, Izzy says she will. For free. Which completely wrecks the moral. Let's balance the scales.
Episode 12, Super Hotshot. Pros: clever plot with a non-influenced, just bad person. Tessa Rao's excellent acting. And the Dino Fury family. Cons: the moral is muddled right at the end. Jane and Jayborg being carved into the script, and the weird focus on dino daggers. A solid episode with weird but minor stumbles. But ultimately, nothing terribly exciting. Super Hotshot gets 3.5 scales out of 5. Back during Beast Morphers, I praised Megan as being a character that wasn't influenced by evil, not part of a plot. She was just a mean, nasty person. Now, she was redeemed, and maybe Bella will be too, but I maintain that it's just nice to see Power Rangers show that not every person we see is a paragon of virtue. Some people are just greedy, or mean, or power-hungry, etc. Tessa Rao nailed this focus episode, and the key to it was her minor acting. Sure, she delivers the lines, hits all her marks, etc., all that stuff. But in this episode, we see her sign up with this coach with conviction and slowly realize she's a phony. So there's a long process of lying to herself, and that involves saying things she doesn't really believe. Her facial expressions and line delivery during those moments were fantastic.
4-star, best in the city. Zag it!
Yes, the scene where the Rangers give Izzy money for a new training uniform is slightly muddled by wondering how Zato, and Ollie for that matter, have money. Why don't all 5 of them just work at BuzzBlast at this point? Anyway, it was still a very touching moment. This writing staff makes it very believable that these teams of Rangers grow together into a family, a deep squad of friends, if you will. But let's talk about this moral, shall we? Right up to the end, it seemed like it was pretty clear. Don't exploit people for personal gain. Heck, that ties into one of Zordon's rules. But when Izzy offers to train everyone for free, that message gets muddled. It sort of gets skewed more towards helping people is only good if it's done selflessly. It reminds me of a Ninja Steel moral. And never remind me of a Ninja Steel moral, Power Rangers.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Remember Preston's magic? Remember how they had a thing where he could only use it if he was helping people? I mean, eventually they forgot that he even had magic to begin with, but my point here is, in this case, it's just being overly selfless. Izzy is now a high school student, a Power Ranger, and a personal trainer with no compensation for any of that time. Heck, come to think of it, she is also a high school athlete. I'm not really saying that she doesn't have time to do all of those things, just that she doesn't necessarily have to give up being compensated for any of it. Is it complicated to have that happen? Maybe in the kids show environment, but I still think that Izzy should have offered to train them for free and had them refuse. Of course we'll compensate you for your time. You've shown yourself to be a legit and trustworthy trainer. Then Izzy could say, okay, I'll do it at a fair rate, a lot less than Coach Bella, and you can pay me at the end of the training when you've reached the results that you're going for. I just feel like they kind of oversimplified the moral of the story and contradictorily,
Excuse me, the f did you just say?
Made it a little too complex. Just to be clear before saying this, I know what the comic relief duo is for. Melissa Flores explained it to me on a Twitch stream once and made me understand it. There needs to be a part of the episode that doesn't feature any of the Rangers or any of those actors so it can be filmed at the same time. But when it's done like this, it's just so painful. The only Jane and J-Borg connection to the rest of the plot is working out, and the episode just screeches to a halt and then just starts again after it's done. You could edit them out of this episode and nothing would be missing. Feeling equally unneeded at the moment are the Dino Daggers. They're a nice idea, I like original weapons, and hey, sometimes a dagger is more useful than a longsword. But they have not been inserted into episodes with any grace. Heck, the kickstart of this plot, having to go and chase down all the Sporix, is the direct result of Zato's Dino Dagger. And then in this episode, they just get deflected away with ease time after time, and one of them only just accidentally breaks the big bad device thingy. I have been told by people who watch the international spoilers that the Dino Daggers will have a greater purpose. I really hope so, because right now they just seem like a really painful American toy push. Izzy is probably my favorite Dino Fury Ranger so far, so I love her focus episodes, and her acting really seals the deal. It's just that nothing really stood out in this episode. This was filler, not bad filler, but nothing really advanced the plot. Heck, Void Knight isn't even in this episode. The plot was kind of clever, but didn't really help the villains out all that much. The human plot was nice, but again, fillery. Dino Fury is back! Again. And next week, we'll be getting the rest of it all at once. And in a way, it'll be gone again. Let's take a peek and see if 13 is a lucky number for Dino Fury with the Matchmaker. Javi thinks Izzy has a crush on a friend and he sets them up on a date. But his assumption causes big problems when the monsters smell love in the air. Okay, so again, not spoiling anything, but yes indeed, this episode is going to throw some haymakers. This episode is nothing less than a historic episode, both in terms of Dino Fury's plot and the franchise as a whole. Unfortunately, I am dreading some of the responses I'm going to get after reviewing it. However, I am getting ahead of myself. That's going to do it for another Power Rangers Dino Fury episode review. Thank you folks so much, as always, for watching and for being a little patient. This one's coming out a little bit late. I was out of town at a wedding on Saturday, so I didn't get to watch the episode until later, and I'm catching up, etc., etc. Now that the video's over, you can let me know what you thought of this episode, as well as my review of it, down in the comments below. While you're down there, make sure you smack that thumbs up button to let me know that you enjoyed this video. And if you're interested in any of my channel merch, like this sweet t-shirt, make sure to check me out on Teespring at Orange Ranger Videos. Until next time, heroes, may the power protect you.